For the second last time this season, it is Happy Valley on a Wednesday night. Welcome into Racing to Win. 9 races to preview and a whole lot more. It's time to introduce the panel, starting with our long shot king. Yes, he did it again at Sha Tin on Sunday. Tom Wood, hello to you.
Yeah, we'll have another crack again on Wednesday night, Mark, but it's not an easy card to get your teeth into. No real standouts on the program at Wednesday night at Happy Valley, but I guess the standout is the trainers' battle that continues on with Ricky Yu, Francis Loy. Ricky Yu with 7 horses engaged in the meeting, as to Francis Loy, and Tony Cruz not far away. He's got 4 horses engaged on Wednesday night's fixture, 64, 63 and 60, but at this point I think the momentum at the moment is with Ricky Yu.
And no Joe Moreira for the jockeys' battle. He is suspended from both of the remaining Happy Valley meetings. Jackpots. Paul Ellie, hello.
Yeah, hello Mark. Hello everyone. Yeah, we've got one jackpot, quite a good one here, 1.8 million going into the triple trio. So expecting it to get up to 4 million by the time we start to stop betting there on that one. So that's for a winning $10 unit. That's a good jackpot to get your teeth into. Plenty of first starters as well. Don't know if there were some really good first starters on Sunday. I don't think we've got the same sort of depth in the first starters ranks here this Sunday, but should be a good card.
We'll get to them and the tried horses very, very soon. Firstly, we need to rewind to Sunday. Racing review time. Tom, we better start with you because the horse we're going to focus on was the latest of your long shot winners, Shining Gem.
He was a really good patient ride from Derek Long. He was slightly held up coming towards the home turn. Again, there you can see he's got no room. He's stuck there behind Saul's Special, eventually finds a gap through. And probably at this point he was still 3 lengths off the leader, who was all in mind. The Coney Express was giving chase, massive pocket. Mando out wider. You can see one of the Magic Legend, I think it might have been there, having to check. But once he got the gap through, really burst on through. That was off the back of a very good trial, and he won brilliantly in the end.
Yeah, really nice win from him, wasn't it? And it was a really good field there. There's going to be some really good horses coming out of that. All in mind, obviously. Lucky Express looks a winner waiting to happen. He's just a little bit green in the straight. And Armando, he drew wide. He had to come down the outside.
There were 3 cracking rides over the last 3 races at Sha Tin on Sunday. Zach on Ore, Joe Moreira on So We Join. That one on Shining Gem by Derek Long. What about the ratings? Paul Perfect Pair's gone up the most.
He has, well, actually, Joyful Fortune has with that 14 race. He was on debut. It was a really good and effortless win from the son of Nakoni. So he's got a really good future here. Joyful Fortune. You can see Perfect Pair, as you mentioned. He's gone up 10. That was an effortless win from him as well. So we Joy won nicely. And 8 trigrams coming to the all-weather for the first time.
Yeah, he was very good on the all-weather 8 trigrams. He trialled well and produced a double on the day, of course, for David Hall.
Yeah, Joyful Fortune up 14 points. Awesome. Making his race debut. He jogged it for Blake Shin and David Hall. Find out what the boys picked as their horse to follow. Paul, we start with your horse.
Yeah, well, the first one we're going to have, the one I picked out here was called Winning for All. Now, he was having his run on the all-weather. He's trialled pretty well on the grass as well and did race on the turf overseas. You can see, I just like the way he finished off this race over the 1200, getting up to 1400 metres on the turf next season, or 1650, just the one to pace into your hat. I mean, the first 3 were well clear, and you can see just this last little bit, he just really made some ground, I thought. So up to 1400 on the turf, keep an eye on him. He was on debut here with that run.
Long shot king.
I went with one of the later races on the program, a horse called Wisdom Patch. He was a little bit wide in the run here. Of course, this was the race that Star of Yunlong was able to lead them up, and so he had picking down the outside. But in the end, I thought it was a decent performance from this horse, trained by Michael Changi. It raced in New Zealand, where it put a couple of wins on the board at Matamata and Tirapa. Had been tried on all sorts of tracks as well, good, dead, heavy tracks, but seemed to finish off okay. He had a few issues since he's been here, but in the end I thought went to the line pretty well, so might be worth following. He won't get another run this season, no doubt, but next season, watch out for him.
Same race as Paul's for mine. It's the horse that ran second in Shrine. Utopia Life wins the race. We know he doesn't mind an all-weather track at all. Sky Shows on the outside. He was the beaten odds-on favourite, and in Shrine's able to get through between horses and win. We'll have to wait for next season for him to get back on the all-weather because there's no all-weather racing at Sha Tin on Sunday for the last meeting of the season. But on that, he's only lightly raced here in Hong Kong and improving type, stuck on well in the run home. So they are the 3 horses to follow from the panel out of last Sunday. There were a few suspensions and fines as well. We've got Vincent Ho, 1 day, Neil Cullen 1 day, Joe Marira 1 day, 60k for Vincent, 35 for Neil, 150 for Joe. And they are the meetings that they will miss, with Neil and Joe both missing the last of the Happy Valley meetings for the season. We are racing there on Wednesday night. And we start with the withdrawals. Race 2, number 10, Melbourne Hall has come out. He's replaced by Wonderful Times. Blake Shin will ride Wonderful Times. Race 6, Everyone's Elite. We haven't seen him for a while, since that string of seconds was broken with a 9. He's been replaced by Righteous Mate for Wagner Borges. And that jockey change, race 8, number 5, Diamond Brilliant, is Zach Purton. It's the A course. 9 turf races, meeting 85 for the season at Happy Valley. And the first race is a Class 5, and it's a very open Class 5 as well. Green Envy comes to the class for the first time. Gear change on the 3, Happy Ichiban. The pacifiers off and the blinkers go on. Happy Hour, winner off the same rating last December. Dashing Grace on the class drop has the blinkers off. We've got the 8 Kwai Chung Brothers, up £6 for his 1400 metre win at Sha Tin last start. Golden Cannon is a 2-time 1650 metre winner, but hasn't won for nearly 18 months. And a gear change on the 12 money winner. The visor off, the blinkers go back on. His only win was the first time the blinkers went back on. And speaking of money winner, Tom, he has been up at Chung Fa.
He certainly has been. No obvious leader in this race, so I think there will be a high degree of volatility to it. If they were to settle on their normal racing positions, maybe Mischievous Sunday with Happy Ishiba in the top 2. They're out of gate 6 and 11. Dashing Grace goes 16.50 for the first time, but is drawn wide and may sustain that wide run out of gate number 7. Break Record was a winner a few runs ago. Winner's Brother did a nice run there in the trail, but might not pan out as illustrated there, because Class 5, no natural leader in the race.
Break Record, he's had plenty of runs here in Class 5, has won in this grade this season. Victor Wong will take the £5 off, just a nice quiet workout for him. Happy Ichiban, I thought I'd show him because the blinkers will go on him for the first time. Pacifiers off. He did run on the all-weather last time, wasn't too good there, but look, he's a fit horse coming into this race at Happy Valley. He's only had 1 start there as well. And Golden General, I didn't mind this piece of work from him. The cross noseband will go on him for the first time, and he comes back to Happy Valley after a couple of runs on Sha Tin. He has raced there 4 times previously.
So from track work to racing reviews, and we're going to start with Green Envy. He's had a start since this race. Tommy went to Sha Tin over the 1200. This was 2 starts ago, the same distance he races over tomorrow night. Yeah,
and he failed over 1200 metres at Sha Tin, beaten 7 lengths, but this was his race behind Murray's Partners, who goes round to later on the program. Here he was beaten 4 lengths. He was supported in the market. He'd gone round over 80 to 1 in prior runs, but was 6.3 in the market on this night, and probably just got a little tired over the final stages. Last start, he was under pressure before the home turn, but wasn't a bad run there.
Yeah, it was okay, wasn't it? He hit the line nicely enough, and I haven't got him in the numbers, but it wasn't a bad run from him.
Kwai Chung Brothers, Paul's a 2-time Happy Valley winner. This is his win from about 3rd or 4th last, turning in at Sha Tin. Yeah,
look, he's a 3-time winner now, this horse, from his 40 starts. He has won 2 times at Happy Valley before as well. This was his first win at Sha Tin, and look, he weaved his way through. It's a similar type of field. He's just drawn a little bit awkward, I thought, in barrier 8.
I'm going to take a chance with him because at least he's got wins on the board. There's 7 non-winners in this race and 3 that have never, ever placed at all. So he received a good run, got his head down at the right time to win that race over Shanghai Rusky. So happy to take a chance with him again.
Couple of horses, Tom, come out of this trial. Mischievous Sunday, who's come up the favourite at 2.8. He runs second, and Verta Star finishes well back, but it was on the all-weather. Yeah, it was. I couldn't possibly steer you into the 2.8 around to Mischievous Sunday, even though it was one of his better efforts last time out as a consequence of a good run on the trail, but I still thought he had every chance last time out. Closed off okay in this recent trial, but I couldn't steer you into 2.8, Paul.
No, me either. Nowhere. Look, I put him in for 4th, just on a very minor line, because I don't think there's a lot of depth to this field, but, gee, 2.8's come up pretty short. You'll be a thrill seeker if you take that.
He was backed in again last start to 8 to 1, and at the moment as the early favourite, surely he will drift. Where did you find the top 4 for the first, Paul?
Well, I went with the horse called Winner's Brother in this race. Last time he raced over the course and distance, he ran 2nd. He's had a couple of runs since on the all-weather, and then 1,800 metres here at Happy Valley. Back to 1650 from barrier 1 will give him an opportunity. Verta Star's one of the usual suspects. He's there or thereabouts in this grade. Golden General, like this track work coming into this, and Mischievous Sunday, but just on a very minor line. 7, 9, 6 and 10 in the first.
I've gone with the other bro in this race, Kwai Chung brothers for Richard Gibson and Wagner Borges. This horse here, 3 wins from his 40 starts, received that good run on the rail last time out to win. Green Envy dropping in grade to a Class 5 Vertus Star, and there's the other brother there, Winner's brother. So 8, 2, 9 and 7.
The Bros lurking in the top 4 for both of the racing to win Bros on the first race at Happy Valley.